And here we are. In the next set of games, we will be watching Esque once again. This time though, fighting it out in the losers bracket against FS Kezz. Both these players are very strong players and both of them are in the Platinum League. So these will be pretty exciting games, as the two of these will more than likely be versing each other's known metagame, and it should be pretty interesting to watch. So spawning up in the top left hand side, we have FS Kezz as the blue Terran. Spawning down in the bottom right hand side, we have FS Esque as this time our red Zerg. Now FS Kezz is actually the one that knocked me out of the tournament, so I'm hoping he'll be able to follow through and knock out another Platinum Zerg, being able to secure himself a position further on in the tournament and possibly jump through to completely dominate his opponents. So probably going to be expecting fairly standard play from both these players. Be expecting some sort of hatch first, probably 16 pool come out of Esque, and I'm expecting some sort of similar play that we saw on Tuesday from Kezz. Probably some sort of barracks, fast command center, and over a bajillion marines for the win. So currently we're seeing Zerg continuing to drone up. We will probably see a rally on about the 14th or 15th drone if he decides to go with fast expand, or we'll see a pull go down on the 15th drone. So he has this drone selected, and now he has that drone selected. It could be, what is he doing? What's he doing? He's going for the 15 pull. You'll be seeing probably a 16 hatch, 16 gas, and some sort of baneling play. Or he could just be trying to cancel out early aggression from the Terran. Still, very standard play, very to be expected moves from both players right now. As we have Kezz just pretty much just macroing up, not really doing a lot as of yet. He might lose an SCV if he's not careful. He could be an SCV down. It will be pinned and it will be taken down. Oh, almost letting his opponent into the base as well. That could have been pretty bad there. Opting not to repair the wall because repairing is for sissies. He will be able to chase this drone away, as it has one kill. It is a predator drone. No, he's not better than the rest of his drone. Actually, no, he is. He deserves to be on Control 0, put into an Overlord, and flown to the top right hand side of the map. Never to be seen or fought against ever again. For all those people who used to play strategy games as a kid, you should know what I'm talking about. So we're starting to see some lings coming out from our opponent. We are seeing 16, no queen yet. A little bit of a late queen here. We're an overlord down, meaning this is more than likely an extractor trick to get up his next drone. And yeah, still seeing fairly standard play from both players here. We've seen the fast expand. I expect to see maybe one more barracks come down from Kezz, but 3 racks is definitely doable for here. Could be seeing some sort of 3 rack stim timing attack coming out from Kezz, but I'm still going to be leaning towards mass marine for the win, as it is a pretty powerful strategy. We have a fairly early third also coming down from Esque once again. Will we be seeing the same sort of sacrificing of drones to do that really early on aggression? Or will we be seeing a more macro intensive game come out from Esque this time? He is attempting to bait some marines away from here, but these marines will pretty easily hold their own. Neither player opting to get the watchtowers because vision is for sissies. Pretty good spread of overlords, however, from Esque. We'll be able to spot any sort of shenaniganry attempting to sneak around the top or the side of the map. So pretty good unit positioning. And those lings I expect will be returning to a watchtower or probably going back home. Anywhere to chill around the mystical flying shark, which is on, I believe, all ESV maps. Who doesn't like that flying shark? You'd have to be a pretty mean person not to. So we are seeing a tech lab coming down now, and I expect that to start researching stim. Reactor down as well. This would definitely be a 3-rack stim timing. We might see +1 as well. I expect to see it. We do have the engineering bay down. Esque poked in. He has seen that there is 2 gas geysers that have been taken from the Terran. That probably does not give him any useful information at the 7-minute mark, as almost all strategies would have those 2 gas geysers taken from a Terran player. Esque is still droning up, which is definitely a lot better of an indication from his last games. He has matched the work account of his opponent, however with mules he's still behind. And now he is starting to build lings and whatnot for a bit of an army. This could be due because he has seen the Marines move out here from his opponent, and that is a pretty good call if it is because of that. Because we'll be seeing only Marines actually coming out from his opponent. I would have expected to see a Marauder being built from here, just to attempt to soak up some of those bailing hits. So we're going to have to see some pretty good spread of his Marines from Kezz here. Otherwise, his dreams of winning could melt in a sea of acid. He has, however, secured this tower, meaning he will see any sort of ling aggression that Esque attempts to apply. Taking out the destructible rocks, never a bad idea. Allowing, I guess, more unrestricted movement for the lings and the blings. And that's just going to help him overall in the long run of this game. Both players just chilling in their base, why not? There is nothing wrong with that. We have stim timing, almost finished, +1 going as well. This Overlord will be able to catch a lot of what's happening. He will see that there is a reacted Stargate on the way. Will he be able to catch the 3 barracks with the stim in production? He's caught the additional barracks go down, but unfortunately he has melted and lost any real vision of what is happening now from the Terran. So that is fairly unfortunate. In the eyes of the Zerg, there is only Arax. And unlikely that a Terran would have that many Marines, but he does not know there are that many Marines on the field. As we have fairly efficient injects from the Zerg. Going along, this game is beginning to, I'd say, get to the aggressive stages of the game. I'll be expecting the stim timing to move out now before it is pretty much useless. It is pretty much going by its use by date, however, and I believe he's transitioning out of that actually just to pure mass marine, and probably just going to hit him with a pretty heavily sized supply army actually. We do have infestors on the way. No spire this time, which is definitely the right choice with the army composition that he will be facing. If he was to go spire, I would have to say he would simply transition into dead, as he would be literally hard countered with units that can pretty much just devastate anything that flies. There is a medivac chilling around here. It has been spotted, so he's opted to just try to kill this Overlord. Will go down, literally just on the very edge of the Marine's vision then. I expect him to kind of just fly around, snipe some Overlords. But after killing that Overlord, the Banelings will definitely move up into the main. I would expect actually... Oh, pardon me. I'd expect to see a attack at the front after pulling the army to the main here like that. We've seen no such thing. These Banelings, however, being very poorly traded, able to take out about 10 or 11 Banelings for only about 8 or 9 Marines. So that is beyond cost efficient at this point, as we have infestors on the way now, and mainly just ling bling still from the Zerg, as both these players do not want to move into an aggressive position. Esque now able to actually take bases and saturate said bases, but getting a lot of scouting information with just our medivac. If it's able to scout the 4th, which it isn't, That would have been pretty major, but able to continuously, I guess, stay ahead now. He does have the worker lead, but only just. In fact, I really wouldn't even say that that is the lead, in all honesty, as economy is still fairly even, if not weighed towards the Terran, with the mule advantage. Zerg still just sort of moving towards the Ling Bling and Festa stage, and Terran's still just going very heavy Marine and Medivac play, which is to be expected with this sort of composition. We are seeing 2-2 coming out now for the Terran in the attack stages. Zerg does only have +1 attack and +1 armor. He does have 2 attack on the way, but 2 shielding is not on the books right now for Zerg, and I believe he's gonna need to get this, as the Terran army is up to +2 attack as we speak right now, meaning he will be at a very high advantage in this game right now. So Zerg will have to answer with the +2 armor, or his army will literally just melt. So we're seeing the Terran army move out now, with the stim able to completely melt these units. They are not going to be able to engage unless they are on creep. I expect to see a scan to take out these creeps, and there's any second now. As the Terran army moving into position, these Marauders are going to be able to absorb a lot of damage from these Infestors. Oh, 3 Infestors going straight down. Banelings being completely wasted. That was not good here. These Infestors will go down. And good night, Sally. 7 health left on that Infestor. These Lings are not going to be enough. And not looking good now from Esque, as there is absolutely nothing on the field that he has right now, with no army in production either. He's attempting to build 36 Lings, but that's not going to be enough to take out this army with Stim and all these Medivacs, along with the just sheer production here. He really could not afford to lose all of those Banelings onto those Marauders. There's almost, I want to say almost nothing that can go right for him at this point, but if this attack comes in before these Banelings are morphed, it's not going to go very well for him. Especially if they are wasted on these Marauders, which with Marauders this close, it's going to take some pretty serious work to make it actually count. They will be connecting to those Marines. Very good, able to take out all those Marines, but losing his natural twice. Will we be seeing some transfuse on these Queens? No, they're simply there to die. Workers moving in now for the attack, but a massive army stemming across the map now. Those Marauders able to hold off against anything that the Zerg can throw at him. Even more Lings on the way now. But these Lings will not be able to take out the reinforcing army coming in from the Terran. GG being thrown down by Esque after seeing the second army come in. Very well played by both players. It's just very, very unfortunate that those Banelings exploded onto those Marauders. If the Banelings were able to hit the Marines, then that army would have simply melted onto that Ling run. And we're back! We are back now for Game 2 of FS Esque vs FS Kezz. Will Esque be able to turn it around and win the series? Or will Kezz be able to hold his opponent down and knock him out of the tournament? Who really knows? If Esque is able to play the same way he's been able to play, and actually be able to get those hits off on the units, avoid that bad luck, I guess, then it'll be looking way, way, way better for him. And I believe he'll probably be able to actually secure the win, forcing this series into a tie and maybe even taking it out himself, knocking Kezz out of the tournament. But if Kezz is able to continue playing in a strong and efficient manner, then maybe Esque will not get the chance to do so. Spawning down in the bottom left hand side, we have our blue Terran, FS Kezz. Spawning up in the top right hand side, we have our red Zerg, FS Esque. Unfortunately, Esque not having a very good run tonight, but just because you're having a bad run does not mean you cannot take the games away and win. So it'll be a very interesting series here, as Kezz, with everything to lose, going to be putting all of his eggs into one basket and hopefully being able to defeat Kezz. And Kezz here, sitting on a little bit of wiggle room. But still, both players got to be feeling the pressure right now. I'd be expecting to see definitely standard play from the two of them. Probably going to want to be going for a hatch first sort of play this time, especially on Daybreak, as it's fairly easy to secure. You'll be able to spot any sort of harassment coming through with bunkers and any sort of proxy play as well. A little bit of a delayed bunker, not bunker, sorry, a little bit delayed barracks here from Kezz. Probably not going to cause him too many issues, but still looking pretty good. Pretty good. Ooh, getting a little bit of early harassment going down. A drone punching an SCV in the face. Luckily though, SCVs come with a hand drill and a pack of cigarettes, so these SCVs will be drilling back and burning this little drone here. Bit of a shank fight going on. I have my money on the Zerg, but Terran Imber. We have seen a 15 pool drop down from the Zerg, and will we be seeing an expand, or will we be seeing one base harassment? With no gas and a drone already heading down to the natural, it will definitely be an expand on 16. And we're going to be seeing a command center coming up, or well, not already, but an orbital coming up with no gas yet. So could be seeing a fairly fast expand with a lot of minerals being saved up right now. The SCV is on his way out. There is an overlord though, which will be able to confirm if gas is taken. If he's able to spot that neither of those gas guys have been taken, then he will be able to confirm that there will be a fast expand going down, and he will be in a safer position to take a faster third. Kezz has been able to scout that there is a fairly fast base coming down and a fairly fast gas coming down as well. We are seeing Esque just sort of playing fairly standardly right now. He will be attempting to get an overlord to de-supply block himself, and I will be expecting this SCV to go down fairly rapidly and not get any more scouting information down. Kezz going into 3 bunkers now. Not bunkers, sorry, barracks. Still no gas. I'm expecting a very heavy marine play once again. The question is, will it be an aggressive marine play like we've seen from him in the past? Or will it be like tonight, sort of delayed and very maxed out sort of play, very Protoss sort of style? I do not like this sort of early on lane harassment that we've been seeing from Esque here in these games so far. It can work if the Terran has been very greedy, but 4 Lings tempted to engage 4 Marines will never ever go well for the Zerg, which is a little unfortunate, but we are not quite there in the game. We are seeing a Roach Warren, however, come down from Esque, meaning we're going to be seeing 2 base Roaches coming from him. No link speed to be expected, definitely some sort of 7 Roach rush. Now this play should be fairly effective against the strategy we're seeing from Kezz right now, as he only has Marines, he has no Marauders. He does have a tech lab on the way, meaning he might be able to get some Marauders out to deal with these Roaches, but the 7 Roaches are already in production and will be on their way very soon. We have 8 Roaches now, as Kezz is not Kezz, sorry, as Esque has decided to skip any and all other tech. So with 8 Roaches marching across the field now, only 9 Marines to hold out. This could go very poorly for Kezz, as he's only just starting to build his reactors now. Meaning if he's able to hold off this initial push of Roaches, he'll be looking in a very good position. These Roaches have been spotted, however, with Kezz able to secure that watchtower. They did pull back, but they're still in the vision here. They have not been hidden. Kezz would have surely seen them, and now got to take out an Overlord, which is a smart choice when your opponent's going Roaches, because Roaches take up over a 9,000 supply. Getting a little bit of a stud step play from Roaches here. That one Hero Marine chasing them down. pulling SCV is definitely the right call here, as Roach is not very mobile. Oof, SCV's falling. They're going to be able to repair this bunker. These SCVs will need to be targeted down. They are very, very good SCV micro here right now. Roach is deciding to move forward. Too many Roaches are falling though. This is not looking good now for Esque. Will he be able to move those damaged Roaches back? I don't think it's going to work for him, as these Roaches are trapped here. We have more Roaches streaming in. These Lings have not been rallied though. He needs to get these units to the front before he's overwhelmed by sheer numbers of SCVs. These Lings still just chilling there. Roach is only just going in intermediately. This is not looking too fantastic. He's pulling back now. It appears he's going to want to probably transition into some sort of a Baneling Roach play against this Baneling Marine build, which could be pretty effective actually. Pardon me, sorry. Stim is on the way now for Kezz, and so is +1. We have Ling speed and many drones being created. And if we look in the unit counting station, unfortunately, because Esque was unable to do the damage required against those workers, only killing 7 workers with those 8 Roaches, he has not been able to mitigate the damage caused to his economy in that attack. He also did not expand behind it, so he's almost, in fact I would say he's actually a little bit behind his opponent now, which is a little bit disappointing, because that was a very good demonstration of the damage Roaches can do, but he can easily change that, as Zerg able to build 1,000,000 units at the same time is a very, very helpful treat. So we are now starting to see the Scout Barracks come into play. We are seeing mass Marine play and Medivacs. I expect to see a second Engineering Bay to start producing more upgrades. We have pulled SCVs now. This attack is going to the SCV pull stage. I don't think that SCV pull is necessarily required, and I don't think it's actually really going to help him out at all, really. If anything, it's going to actually put him behind, because he was ahead in workers. But this SCV pull is going to put him behind by quite a bit now, as he's pulled 9 SCVs, and he's 10 SCVs ahead, which means he's still 1 SCV mining ahead. If we look at the income rate though, massive lead to the Zerg. Absolutely huge. It's a huge army coming in now from Terran, but Banelings, Roaches and drones now. This entire army will fall. Very good Baneling hits this time. It's going to be able to clean this army up pretty well. These Roaches doing the damage that they need to do. This weak Roach will go down though. Managing to clean it all up. Medivacs are a very good unit. We are seeing reinforcement Lings coming in now from the Zerg, but Terran just has an amazing amount of production back at home. Being able to build so many Marines at the same time with 3 reacted barracks and 2 tech labs. He has a lot to counter this Zerg army. This sort of play is pretty much only going to be able to have the tide changed with Infestors, but Esque currently does not have the economy to do an Infestor switch yet. We're seeing his third base has only just gone down now, once again, pretty much in line with a Terran's base, as Kezz has been able to turn this around and really get into the position where he can be aggressive again, as he is still ahead in workers. Esque needs to start building more workers, or this is just going to start to snowball on him, as he's building army units but not necessarily being aggressive with them where they need to be. He has an additional 8 workers being created now, along with several overlords, hopefully to create more workers and saturate that natural and that third base. If he's not able to get his bases saturated, then he will not be looking good. He has scouted to see if his opponent's taken a third base yet. The base is, however, just chilling on the high ground, and I expect this army to move out to assault the base of Esque at the third position. Sorry everybody. I do apologise for all the yawning happening in this game. Spine Crawlers have moved to the natural position for Esque, and he has moved his army to the third. It is definitely a good call. He is sending Ling to the watchtower. I do not think he caught the army actually moving towards the third, which could be good for Kezz, as he'll be able to get a surprise attack in here, but the army of Esque is aware of this. He will lose nothing, very close to losing some then. If he's able to engage this army properly, he will be able to take it down. Everything is everywhere. The Zerg units literally just exploded then in damage, but the army from Kezz simply too strong with their 1-1 upgrades. No upgrades on the Zerg units, meaning that this third base will fall once again to the securely upgraded army of the Terran. We have one Infesta and several Lings now on the way. The army here from the Terran with the reinforcements will be able to break this. But with a good fungal and a good engage from the Lings, pulling all of his workers now, he might be able to clean this up. But the reinforcing army is going to be able to clean up anything that's here, I think. As those medivacs will simply be able to heal his marauders all day. This hero marauder with 5 kills, almost dead, does not care what any of these Zerg units have to say, as they are just melting. It is not looking good for Esque now, as he is losing a lot of units. He might be able to clean this up. Esque has thrown down the GG, ending this series and pushing us into the next set of games. The series has gone 2-0 to Kezz, and unfortunately Esque has been knocked out of the tournament and joining me in the losers couch. So stick around, we'll be finding out if any more games we played, and I'll talk to you guys in a minute.